Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News, and crypto is absolutely crushing it. Guys, we are pumping like crazy and it's so amazing to see. After such a long while, finally, we're completely in the bullish again. And you can see here, these numbers, they don't look so extraordinary, right? It doesn't look that amazing, but look at this. Solana up 5%, ADA up 6%, XRP up 16.5%. I'm not perfectly centered here, but you know, I don't care too much. I don't care too much right now. This is absolutely insane. I'm so happy to see it. Then again, everything that we pointed out a little bit earlier today is playing true to the core. What I was telling you guys is I need to maybe readjust it a little bit. Let me see, maybe like this. There we go. What I was saying a little bit earlier today is we're going to have to watch for how the stock market moves, and we're going to make our long or short prediction, or basically our plan of action in regards to how this basically was acting along. Now, there's actually a really interesting something that happened in the correlation between the S&P and Bitcoin right now, because what we're seeing, guys, is that the S&P opened up quite bullishly, and for the next hour and a half or so, it was actually acting quite nicely, and Bitcoin moved in the exact same fashion. You can see that. But something did change, right? At about, I'm going to say 1930 here, Dubai time, you can see it's about 15 minutes later, actually. Let's say after this green candle right here for the S&P, it started to fall right back down, and the Bitcoin price did the exact same thing, showing that as of this point, the correlation is quite strong. Now, just a little bit ago, about 15 minutes ago or so, it started to change again because Bitcoin was showing green while the S&P was showing red. But generally speaking, the correlation was quite high. When the narrative was bullish, which changed to bearish, then again, Bitcoin is right now picking itself back up. But I digress. What I meant to say was I told you guys all, watch for the opening. Since the S&P opened positive and started to go into a positive direction, there was a very high likelihood that Bitcoin was also going to continue on with this movement. And since we didn't notice an inverse correlation from the start, I'm guessing, this is just my own thoughts, not financial advice, because of what we're seeing right now, that Bitcoin is going to push through with this inverse correlation as the S&P keeps falling down further and Bitcoin now keeps pumping up. Then again, this is the reason why we did open the long position on Bitcoin earlier, and right now it's still doing amazing. We are at about 130% profit on Bitcoin and about, let's see here, 170% profit on our XRP trades. It's just doing amazing. Then again, guys, it's all a risky business. You got to understand that, right? When we're opening up these positions, and this is the chair, by the way, if you're wondering. If you're wondering exactly how risky it is, well, of course, since we're trading with leverage over on Bybit, there's, as well as the upside, there's the downside, of course, right? Every single time we go up, oh, is it synced? Yeah, I think so. Every single time we go up 1%, I'll go like this so it's not going to sync out. Every time we go up 1%, we have 10 times leverage. You guys can't see it completely, but we have 10 times leverage over there, which basically also means every time we go down 1%, we also lose 10%, right? Then again, right now we're basically up 17% on XRP and about 13% on Bitcoin. And actually, I made a mistake somewhere because usually, guys, I told you all my Bitcoin trades are 15 times leverage and my XRP trades are 10 times leverage. For some reason, I accidentally did my Bitcoin trade with 10x leverage. Otherwise, this profit could have been significantly higher at about $1,500. Once more, after we only put in $700 and for XRP only putting $300 in, has resulted in $580 worth of profit right now. Now, guys, if you're wondering what platform I'm trading on, if you're watching any of these videos, it doesn't matter which one, just go towards the description and you'll see a little link to Bybit. That's the exchange I personally use and that I honestly think is one of the best ones because of all the crazy bonuses that you can get. Right now, there's $4,100 worth of bonuses you can get for free. And I think this will only last a couple more days. Sounds a little bit stupid, but they basically make new bonuses and new incentives basically every single time. Every week or so it changes, and right now it's one of the highest bonuses ever, so definitely go ahead and check it out. A link is going to be down below for that. However, that's just a part of the news for today, all right? In terms of price, we are extremely bullish right now, but we're keeping on our minds that right now there might be some crazy euphoria, basically. It could be a little bit too scary from some perspective. As I've told you all, I think the whole Shiba Inu signal was a really bullish one that we got to watch out for. Right now, we're also observing some inverse correlation after our positive open, resulting for us in even more of a confirmation basically that we're in the bullish scenario. Again, guys, on the longer term, it still hasn't confirmed for me that Bitcoin is solid on the uptrend. But again, you guys seeing it. We have the Bitcoin long position, we have the XRP long position, and it's going well, as XRP did confirm the breakout, and it's still continuing strong. The next question is, where do we head for XRP next? Well, I'm actually honestly a little bit confused as to how quick it went. Our next most important level here is about 80 cents. You can hopefully see it right there. But honestly, who expected it to go this quickly? All of a sudden, a 20% pump after not doing anything for so long. It's like, what? How? What? But it's amazing to me. Let's cover some news. Market reversal indicators shows bullish market for the first time since November, the 5th of February. We covered this. On-chain analyst, the Real Plan C, has published a market reversal indicator he created. Today, the indicator turned green, suggesting the beginning of an uptrend. He claims that it has high performance for 10 years of historical price action. Now, guys, this is honestly something which I sometimes think, hey, we should take a better look at. When you're seeing somebody who says, right now it's turned bullish, and the day after he said that, things all of a sudden start moving really bullishly, we gotta, again, remember exactly who said what. Because again, it's really easy to say, yeah, but we can still go down, or yeah, we're gonna start going bullish at some point. But it's really hard to say, wow, our most important indicator has all of a sudden turned bullish today, so do with that as you please, but it's happened just now. That's really extremely important if you ask me, because this individual right now, I'm gonna look at him next time he makes a prediction and see exactly if it comes true. If it's true 2 for 2, then at least we know he might have an edge over something. It doesn't mean he's going to be right next time, but if he's consecutively right, again, he might have an edge, and so we're going to watch him carefully at that point. Right now, it's just observing, right? This individual had a really accurate prediction because he called it a trend reversal of the 5th, and pretty quickly afterwards, we had a crazy bullish spike. So if this trend continues to be bullish, then he was onto something, and so we're going to watch him carefully. Now, also, South Korea is one of the most advanced countries in terms of crypto out there. And apparently the largest mobile gaming firm will launch metaverse/NFT games. You got to remember, guys, this is just the start of it all. It's going to get everywhere. Every single announcement like this, I'm looking at it thinking, all right, so that's where we're at, huh? Like the first steps, we're still at baby steps in comparison to how far we're going to get over the next couple of months or years. Then, this is something I also described before, but you got to realize this. U.S. Senator Ted Cruz bought as much as 50,000 dollars worth of Bitcoin, during the latest crypto market meltdown. You got to remember that regardless of the sentiment that you see on the interwebs, regardless of what senators are saying, the majority of the guys that are under 70 years old are buying crypto because they know it's one of the easiest ways or best ways to basically make sure their capital is safe. I saw a lot of you guys actually ask me questions about hedging and how exactly it works and how exactly I do that. So to give a little story about it really quickly once more, is your portfolio is most likely, for most people, going to do better if prices go up for cryptos, right? Very logically. It's most likely going to do quite bad or worse if prices go down, which is logical because generally speaking, you buy crypto. I should actually go maybe sit like this a little bit better. I should also buy a new chair maybe because I just got into the apartment. Doesn't have the best chairs in the world. I'm looking, there's a couple good chairs here. We'll get to it. Now, having said that, you can kind of minimize the downside by having a short position open at some times to basically prevent that when the prices go down, you only lose money, but at least there's one entity which is making you money. And with bigger hedge funds, what they basically do is they have a lot of stocks which, because generally speaking, your entire portfolio moves upwards. Why? Well, because generally speaking, the crypto prices keep going upwards, but that's longer term. Sometimes on the short term, you want to basically minimize the risk or the downside, and by a short position, you can basically make it so that if the entire crypto market moves down, your portfolio goes down rapidly, you're actually still making money though. And again, if crypto prices go up, you're losing out because your short is now open, so you're losing money technically, right? Yes, but as long as you structure it how the upside is better, then it's just as basically a risk minimizer. It's not meant to make you crazy amounts of money. It's to make sure you're not losing tons of money, or at least you're losing less money, right? It's to save you, not make you more. It's to save you from losing less. No, from losing more. It's to save you from losing more. It makes you lose less. It doesn't make you earn more. It's the same actually thing about just diversification in general, guys. Remember this really critical thing. You will most likely make more money if you bet on a golden horse, and that golden horse just pops off. in comparison to just putting your money in a lot of different baskets, because some of those baskets will fail. However, what is the probability of the golden horse or the golden goose laying some eggs, going crazy? Well, quite small. And if you just bet on a couple of horses or a couple of geese, you have a very high probability that one of them is going to lay an egg, or horses don't lay eggs. I understand that one. I was talking about the geese, right? But you understand the whole principle of what I'm trying to say there, which is also the same thing about diversification in just strategy and risk, basically, right? But yeah. So I have a lot of stories about John Dean and whatnot, but I actually want to know, guys, how many of you all think that the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit updates are important? I'm noticing quite a couple of you guys are saying you're tired of it, but I'm not so sure if you guys mean you're tired of the updates or you're tired of this case because it's dragging on for so long. I'm going to be honest with you, this case indeed has dragged on for a freaking ton of time, so I do understand. Market reversal indicator, we talked about this one. Let's see what this one is. All eyes on Asia. Crypto's new chapter post-China. From Singapore to Thailand and Indonesia, Asia's crypto landscape continued to thrive, unbaited by China's sudden crackdown. Another little thing I wanted to mention, and I kind of forgot to do it a little bit earlier, is that in most countries over in Southeast Asia, and Asia in general, they're pretty progressive towards crypto, except for India, which is showing some strange signs, I guess we should say. Having said that, China is one of the ones to ban it. I honestly think that over a grand scale, China is going to be one of the only countries in the world to outright ban it because they see the risk for their own CBDC. I think it's because of the China-US race with the CBDC as well, that they have a lingering threat to basically that they want, just only the Chinese want, and they want to make it really, really the top of the top. But generally speaking, I think for most countries, it's just not worth it to ban it because there's going to be such opposition and there's really not that much benefit. You might say, oh yeah, but our own currency would do better. Yes, but honestly, no. I think the people who would get into your currency will do so regardless of whether or not there's a Bitcoin, as they're two completely separate entities for separate use cases, basically. Because again, if you don't want to get into the CBDC realm, if you don't want to buy that, even if your country has banned Bitcoin, you'll still buy it if you guys get my drift. So why ban it? It's just a trivial thing. They're banning it to put that on paper, but generally speaking, most countries in Asia are pretty progressive towards it, or they're just doing a lot in the underlying layers, which means Singapore, for example, I'm not even sure if they're really that happy about crypto because a lot of the parts in Singapore, they're actually pretty scary. There's a lot of companies which get shut down in some degree because the rules are a little bit vague. However, they are quite a good hub for crypto because they're progressive. They're working on it. They're looking at these things and they make sure that things are safe and they go against all the fraud and whatnot. And they have some strict rules, but at least they're progressive, trying to make this sector bigger. And that's why I also showed you guys about metaverse and about a lot of these charts, basically. Generally speaking, the line for crypto adoption is upwards. We'll see a lot of bumps in the road, but it doesn't matter. Generally speaking, the direction is upwards. So regardless of what you do now, the best thing, if you ask me, this is not financial advice, not legal advice, this is just purely my opinion. All my videos are not financial advice, just my thoughts. We might be wrong on these things. My thoughts is if we just keep buying crypto, we'll honestly just keep being good, keep being good, keep being good. The only negative side is sometimes the short term, which is again sometimes why I go with the counter trades, with the short positions. But generally speaking, I try to have a long position open at most times as well. And these are on two separate accounts for different reasons with different margins. As right now, you can see how good the long positions are doing. Look at this, guys. Look at the profit. $600 on our $300 that we put in on the XP trade, and about $1,000 or almost $1,100 on the $750 that we put into this Bitcoin trade. It's really possible, all right? We call all of this stuff out over the last couple of days. I have not opened these trades at points which you couldn't have joined me either. So make sure, guys, that you get yourself an account over on Bybit and learn first before you make trades. Ooh, crazy cars outside. But yeah, I'm just letting you guys know a little update on the matter. Things are even more bullish than we ended off with a couple of hours ago. And wow, the S&P is turning back around as well. So maybe the inverse correlation theory is not so solid. It's just the S&P is playing some shenanigans here because Bitcoin is showing some bullish signs. It's not looking like it's going to come back down. You know, it's climbing. Is mostly going to retest the previous high here at about 44. It's bouncing, guys. It's going rapid. It's going massive. Wow, right? This is just amazing to watch. Then again, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And generally speaking, guys, we are extremely bullish right now. We're retesting it. We're already going through it. So the most likely what I just said doesn't matter anymore. We're just bouncing through. Look at that. The S&P is showing some bullish signs and Bitcoin starts trading even further and harder. Look at that, guys. What a crazy time to be alive. What a crazy time to be alive. Check out Bybit, links down below. Make sure you check out some trade potential. I don't want to say exactly what you should do because, of course, it's your own due diligence that you should go for. But we have the long positions open, as you guys already know.